Here I am in a train beside some real nice mountains. And what do? I look into a magazine, newspaper, boulevard thing, media, because that's what we are trained to do, aren't we? So right here we got some rapper that's saying he's to live with 30 Swiss francs until the end of the month. I'm doing this all my life long, so now it's again 2 more weeks until I get my money, and I've got 100 Swiss francs because someone gave them to me, but before the weekend I was broke, 0. So why is this one complaining about 30 Swiss francs left until the end of month? He wants people to fund him, I'm sure. He wants people to listen to his music, and he's doing this for publicity. You should not, as an artist, go saying etc. So now all these discounts that are offered right here, I actually don't need, so I haven't been spilling my own fate. So let's continue. Here we go. That's the Swiss transport system we got, the official one. And since such a lot of people migrating into the cities, the trains are constantly full. But around here where I live, this train is waiting here for half an hour until it leaves to Zurich. And it's totally empty. It will get fuller by getting closer to Zurich, of course, but I have space and I have peace, and that's why I would recommend not living in a city where it's crowded. Well, he's just eating the one that I've been spitting on, says I'm just eating noodles until the end of the month. He's so not what I would approve of. If you got nothing to eat, there is lots of places you can get stuff by free, and I can tell you that I once wrote a poem where it says a free letter. A letter. If you want to have a letter, lots of them, I know a place where you can get them for free. Free food, free drink, free bread, free warm meals, free cold pastry, free, well, not coffee, well, yeah, free, sort of free coffee as well, free soup, free clothes, free sitting in the warmth, free tickets to places far away so you will never get back and require some more free stuff. Free tents, free, I said, clothes, like there is everything included, like boots and jackets and gloves and everything you need in the cold, and then free sleeping bag. I know a place in Zurich where you can go to get one free sleeping bag. They take a picture of you, and when you want to have a second one, they say, well, you got one already. So free meals, I already said, so you don't have to go like, you know, in Zurich, being not able to pay for your stuff. That's when you are lazy and don't really do anything in your life to get somewhere that you have to say, oh, I got nothing. Because if you really got nothing, you know about those places where you can get something. Even ages ago, the churches, you could ring a bell and they would give you 10 Swiss francs every month. So when I was homeless, I learned all about that because I had to. Because when you got no governmental money and you're not living somewhere, life in a city is damn expensive. Everything you need, you gotta pay for, and you cannot wash. Well, there's places in Zurich where you can wash clothes as well, during daytime and during nighttime, and there is places to sleep for free as well. Several of them by now, even for strangers, like, foreigners that don't belong there. So, just so you know, I have no respect for people that don't get it, like, mastered. Life in a city is tough, but if you're stupid, then you end up saying, oh, I just got 22 Swiss francs. It doesn't matter. When you got no money, you don't go saying, it's 1622 reps. You go saying, my money is gone. Now I gotta do something to really, get through life. So, as I said, in a city, you can get help. You can get places where they give you coupons. Then you go to another place. There you can eat with that coupon. Like you get real good bread, real good soup, real good bread, I already said, with cheese on it and a coffee for that money. And then you can go to that churches. Like there are 20 of them in Zurich alone. So every one of those churches you can ask for that coupon if you want to have that hustle. Or you can just stand in the streets and ask people for money. So the people that really, end up on their accounts saying, oh, there is nothing left, they've got to do their cigarettes themselves. You moron. As long as you got tobacco and have no problem continuing to smoke, you got no problems. That's just so. And then he stole that basket from the shop. It belongs to Co-op, and he stole it to carry the stuff home. That's what you can tell by this picture. The basket, the gray one, he stole. That's not his. Well, and he's buying stupid things, as you can see. He buys chips which have no nutrition value. They have added the wrong salt that makes you ill. The 2-component salt instead of sea salt or stone salt. Then he has some kind of cookie he's eating. And the other cans, I don't know what's in there. And syrup. He actually buys that glibber that contains of sugar and lives off that. Let's continue. So there is some bad news. Again, like someone died, some nice place people went for leisure time seems to be disappearing soon. So, as I said, these newspapers are so-called bad newspapers in my eyes, because they just inform you about negative stuff. So bit by bit you get ill by that. So of course then someone coming up with this so-called January hole money-wise was welcomed into this newspaper. But if you go saying, I manage very well without money, I got different ways of dealing with no money, I'm positive, you wouldn't make it into the newspapers, because it's just the negative they are putting focus on. So right here we have some teacher that had got some, you know, social media going on, so people are again put into distress even about teachers. Years ago, teachers, 4 years of training, and then you could go and teach 1 to 6 year olds, was like, yeah, a profession that had like a good standard in the eyes of the people. And even the teachers, they were all a bit mainstreamed, stream-like, normie. And nothing like that kind of news would have ever surfaced. Like with the priests, but there it was always a bit like, you know, I was at the Catholic school and those nuns were actually hitting us, so that one was always around, so you knew that the churches and the Catholic nun schools and stuff where the nuns would be your teachers wasn't really clean, but the teachers themselves, they had a good renommee. There was never ever anything like that around. I mean, they get good pay, they get the same vacancies, holidays, like the children, so they have a lot of time and they go and actually take courses. They have to at a certain degree, they kind of have to be at courses during those holidays, but otherwise this profession of a teacher was regarded as a good profession. Like even the people, when they said I'm a teacher, everybody knew that they are kind of good health, because you couldn't make it if you were a freak. They would just not let you finish this education. Yeah, that's a fact. So nowadays you would read about lots of professions that would harm children or be a bit like into sexual stuff, which is bad when you are like a role model. So because we got so much media as well, they really, the bad thing is out there. So I mean, it's not a headline saying all the teachers that made it this year at the teacher seminar, as it is called in Switzerland, had success by getting their pupils through their classes. It's never like that. They don't go saying, yes, this and that many children have been born today without problems. It's always when there is a problem, stuff ends up in the media. So we are focusing on these negative things naturally. But as I say, years ago, like you could take a newspaper from 1960, you wouldn't have anything like this in there. Not just because of no social media, but also because teachers just weren't like that, Okay, end of part 1.